Hello and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Lance, here with my other host, Matt. Every episode, we like to introduce what we're drinking for the day, and today we are drinking some Wisconsin Special Border Bourbon. I got this bottle for Matt for his graduation. I took a trip to the border of Wisconsin towards Minnesota, and they just so happened to have a distillery down there, and I found this bottle for him.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad at all. There was a couple options I had to choose from, and I chose the middle one because this one wasn't as strong in the alcohol volume. So I figured that the taste profile was going to be a little bit on the better side. So all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it as well. I will say probably one of the better ones we've had, at least as far as like the random, all right, let's try this one this time kind of drinks.
Yeah, we have been trying quite a few random ass bourbons. This one is, yeah, I would agree, on the better side of being smooth and actually flavorful.
Yes, absolutely. And then as far as beer is concerned, because we're going out on a limb all over the place, we are drinking Three Sheeps. It's called the Wisconsinitis. It's a cream ale. It is almost like an creamy IPA is the easiest way to think about it, which is what all cream ales are. So yeah.
I was gonna say the A in IPA is ale.
Yeah, I suppose.
So yeah, I mean, it is really good. I do appreciate this one a lot. As far as cream ales go, this is probably my favorite cream ale I have yet to taste. So I'm a big fan of this one. And quite honestly, we're drinking a Wisconsin bourbon and a Wisconsin beer, so we're staying real local today.
Wait, look at us go.
All right, and with that being said, Matt, what show are we covering today?
We are covering Season 2 of Apothecary Diaries because we could not stop watching it. It was fantastic. I'm so excited we did this. It was so good.
Oh, for sure.
As far as a synopsis is concerned, we get more of Mao Mao and Jinshi shenanigans with some drama in between. We get introduced to a handful of new characters. We get some crazy war with some clans, while also getting some deep dive into more of our characters that we've come to love.
Yeah.
And then Lance, to kind of continue with our synopsis, I know you've got a good Lance's lessons for today.
Today's Lance's lessons is going to be the Japanese word for gun. And gun is Ju. Ju is spelt J-U. And Ju, or gun, is very relevant to today's episode because we got introduced to a very powerful Feifa that is going to revolutionize how war is really going to continue on in this world, really, because this basically takes place in the past.
Yes. Yeah, this is pre-electricity time. So.
Yeah, definitely pre-electricity. Yeah, so these Feifas were definitely very interesting. And it was also kind of like I don't want to say a culture shock, but it was very different for us to hear guns being called something totally different.
Yep. Yeah, well, I keep wanting to call it something else.
Yeah, right? Like, part of me was like, okay, well, if you're not going to call them guns, what? I mean, I know they were called Feifas, but like, Feifa sounds like fairy magical. Like, let's shoot magic and stuff. I mean, I guess it's the same kind of concept. I mean, if you're shooting gunpowder in the past, that might as well be next to magic.
They're like, no, he doesn't have a match or a flintlock or whatever he said. So
yeah, match, an open flame.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and got switched to a flint.
Yep. So yeah, that's definitely a good one. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Now that I got my little session out of the way, let's get into Matt's next session. Usually Matt likes to read the manga for each episode that we cover, but this time Matt went above and beyond and he read the light novel. So, did you come up with any differences between the anime and the light novel? NANI?!
I am going to call this one of those things where you get more information. There are no, this happened in the light novel, but actually this happened in the anime. It's more of, here's a bunch of information. And then for anybody that is interested, season 2 ends with volume number 4. So each 12 episodes was one light novel volume. To go back to the beginning, the Emperor was actually in the Jade Pavilion when the kitten was found. So he was there and he could immediately be like, yeah, sure, we can keep this cat.
Oh, that was immediate.
Yeah, that was immediate.
Oh, wow. We spent like an entire episode of them making this little kitten all proper and ready for being a house cat.
Yeah, basically the Gyokyo's daughter immediately fell in love with the cat and was like, oh, well, I guess we're keeping the cat. Yeah, typical dad response.
Sure.
And then one thing that was kind of interesting is Mao Mao suspects that Gyokyo might have poisoned some of the lower ranking consorts. Like she thought that Gyokyo was going to like poison some people because, you know, everybody's kind of out for themselves.
Gyoko is the pregnant pink-haired one.
The pink one, yeah. Yeah.
And Mama thought that she was the one poisoning people?
For a little bit, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To me, Gyoko was always the pure innocent one.
Yeah. That's what Mao Mao thought anyways.
Wow.
Something that I guess you can kind of call a difference is a few times throughout monologuing, Mao Mao makes mention about how Jinshi looks very carefree and he looks just super perfect. And it's kind of an issue, which, as we know, at the end of the season, he no longer looks like this perfect, pristine thing. Mm-hmm. So it kind of helps. It's one of those things where it's like, it helps with the progression of what I'm assuming is going to happen, where they start actually expressing their feelings for each other. And I feel like the scar that is eventually going to, or the scar that ends up happening on Jinshi's face is one of the catalysts for her kind of understanding her feelings.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know if I had missed this or not, but the two Western girls, the envoys, the two blondes. Yep. What did you think their relation was to each other?
Like the two women to each other?
Yes. How are they related to each other? Did you catch anything in the anime?
Ooh, I guess I just assumed that they were like sisters.
So in the light novel, they say they're cousins.
Okay.
Now, can you look very similar to your cousin? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's very possible. But the light novel says they're cousins. This is kind of something that goes into more of how everything is interconnected. So Lihua, so the one who originally lost their baby in season 1, the one who slapped her cousin.
Okay.
Her and the Emperor are like cousins, so they're just they're more closely related than you would think.
Okay. There's a lot of relations going on inside this capital.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. They even make mention how, you know, you kind of have to bring some outside blood to kind of thin out.
To dilute, yeah.
They don't exactly say that they are cousins, but just I assume that they're cousins just because they only say that they're closely related. And to me, that means they're cousins.
Sure.
So I guess this is one kind of difference. The maze of basically the Emperor's maze where it picks who is the proper emperor.
Mm-hmm. The colorblind maze.
Yeah. There is actually a staircase after the last door, and that staircase brings you to the balcony.
Oh. Yeah, the anime was just a straight up open door and boom, there's a beautiful view of the city.
Yeah. And then something that happens is if a man goes with a concubine, then that concubine actually gets a dress basically in the style of the original empress in that style. And then she would get a dress from.
Okay.
There are 10 total doors for the maze. They just, Mao Mao kind of just talks about it, kind of goes on and on. Yeah, there's 10. So.
Well, to be honest, at the same rate, I'm sure it was a small path in between each door because honestly, each door is going to lead to somewhere. It's not like you're going to go into a new room each and every single time because that's kind of not how space works like that.
Yeah, because every door but the last one brings you to a path, essentially is what happens. But the path is always going to be a dead end except for the one correct door. Mm-hmm. Something that they make mention is that Mao Mao's clothes are actually nicer compared to the general helpers in the rear palace. So basically, because she is a food taster, she needs to dress, or like her clothes need to be on par with all of the courtesans and everything.
Makes sense.
So
she's going to be present.
Yeah.
At whatever situation that lady's going to be in. So if she looks any less
it
presentable,
looks bad on the courtesans to not be in as nice of material of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, just makes sense.
Yeah. So the part where Jinshi wakes up and then starts doing his like sword training thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not in the light novel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is perfectly fine. But it's just one of those, it's a visual representation of just how serious Jinshi is about essentially being good at swordsmanship, I guess. I don't know, but he just takes it very seriously.
Right, like he can do the leader role that he needs to do, but in a visual concept, like sure, he's going to have his beautiful face, but he's also going to have a built body behind it.
Yes.
Ready to go.
One thing that they make mention in the light novel is that all the soldiers are kind of tired while navigating through the mountain, and Jinshi's just fine.
Because he's got some good stamina.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to be some sort of ruler by any means, do by showing.
Yeah, because except for the Emperor, you are the commander of the army, so you're expected to be on the front lines.
Mm.
Then this is something I had missed. So at one point, doctors were not required to be eunuchs, but then one of the doctors got one of the concubines pregnant, and so that's when they all started to have to become eunuchs.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if that was...
So that was talked about, but I don't think they flat out was like causation.
Right? Now that you're saying this does sound vaguely familiar, but I cannot pinpoint a certain spot.
Yeah, they talk... I know for a fact they talk about the doctors didn't have to be eunuchs, but then I don't know if they specifically were like, but then one of the doctors got one of the ladies in waiting or somebody pregnant, and now they're like, yeah, no, their balls get chopped off too.
Interesting.
Mama had actually tried one of the moonlight mushrooms growing up, so in her story, where it's the like green floating mushrooms, she talks about how when she was little, she tried one.
Okay. Yeah, because this was during the ghost stories.
Yep.
Mamo definitely did not say that she had tried it, but she assumed that the dying lady was about to whisper, you should try these delicious mushrooms out in the forest so that you as well could die.
Yep, exactly.
But it would be on par for something that Mama would do.
100%. You mean I can have this poisonous mushroom? Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
When Mao Mao is talking to Lee Haku about the dog, and he points out the whistle, Lee Haku actually demonstrates different commands the dog has using the whistle, like sit and a few other things. But yeah, it's just more commands beyond come here.
Yeah, a couple more than just your typical household stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
The noble who had the matching arrows was in charge of finance for was it the Lee clan or whatever? The clan. That clan.
The bad clan that we get the war with?
Yes. So he was in charge of finance for that clan.
Interesting. Oh, so he was in charge of all of the medals and...
Yeah, he was one of the perpetrators, but we already knew he was one of the bad guys, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's guilty.
Then Mao Mao had uncovered the box prior to the noble finding it, so she actually had it. So he went looking for it, and then when he went to the spot where it was, that's when they got him, and Mao Mao comes with the box. And she's like, oh, so this is who this is, and kind of, like, he's still guilty because he obviously knew.
Oh yeah, he went right to the spot.
Yeah, but she had found it prior to him.
I think that's what happened in the anime. That sounds familiar.
Okay, I probably got that mixed up, but which is whatever. So one thing that is a little bit different in the light novel has finding the people with the guns prior to the Mao Mao and Jinshi incident. So basically it's flipped. The finding the people with the guns and that whole series of events happens. And then what they do is, all right, let's go back a little bit and explain how we get to this point. And then it goes to Mao Mao and Jinshi doing all their things.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, so they kind of give away everything and then they go back in time and like, they give you...
Everything in the cave doesn't happen.
Right.
But then yeah.
But all the gun stuff gets explained.
No, like getting to where the gun is is like that cross-reference point.
Interesting.
And then they talk about the guns.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because if they talk about the guns and then they go back in time, it's like, okay, well, what am I holding on to here? Now all of this is just fluff.
Yeah, right?
Never mind. Okay.
So for Gyoko's newest ladies in waiting, their names represent the colors in which their hair ties are. So their names are colors.
Okay.
And so then the colors are the same color. Like their name is the same color as their headbands. So that's why they have those hair tie band things, the string for their hair.
Okay.
That's what their name represents, is those colors.
Might have picked up on it if we knew Chinese versus Japanese. But.
Yeah. Lishu is 15 by book 4. For anybody who does not remember who Lishu is the youngest courtesan.
Oh, yeah. The one that was like, that's...
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
yes.
She's the youngest, which is just weird.
Yeah. Lock-On talked for over an hour about his game of Go with his wife.
Does not surprise me.
No, not even a little bit.
Lock-On's so goddamn funny with how fucking obsessed he is with his wife. Especially, good for him because he finally like reconnected with his wife. But
yep.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's such a 180 on his personality.
Oh yeah.
Jinshi had received a notification about Mao Mao not returning that night when she gets abducted. Mm-hmm. But he pretty much chalked it up as Mao Mao just kind of like going off and doing her own thing.
Being Mao, yeah.
So he wasn't concerned about it, and then he was concerned about it because obviously she didn't come back.
Yeah, I think like the anime alluded to like she was gone for like
a day.
No, like I think they made a mention in the anime at some point. I don't remember exactly when, but they said that she was gone for 10 days. And like that's an insane amount of time for someone to just be missing. I mean, obviously they were probably worried beforehand, but I do remember one pinpoint that she was gone for 10 days.
So the 10 days is the amount of time it takes on the boat to get from...
Yes, but also... Oh, shit. Am I combining stories at this point? Yeah, she was definitely traveling for 10 days.
So she was traveling for over 10 days because it was 10 days from the harbor to the harbor, and then they traveled for, I think it was like 2 more days.
Yeah.
But she was gone for like over 24 hours before they started getting worried about where she was.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm starting to mix up timelines here.
Yeah, it's so easy to do.
Well, especially in this story, like season 2 takes place in the course of like a solid year almost, because pink-haired courtesan was pregnant for like a long time, and like a lot of time had gone by.
It was essentially 9 months.
Yeah, and then she gave birth at the end of the series or at the season.
Yep, it was like 10 months.
Yeah, it's just a long season.
Yeah,
technically.
So Lauman had his kneecap removed when he was banished. So that's why he walks like that. Lauman is Mao Mao's father. Like
adopted father,
yes.
Technically uncle.
Yes.
So that was like a form of punishment? They just took away his kneecap?
That was his punishment for...
What the fuck?
For allowing the Emperor's son to die. That was his punishment.
Crazy.
On top of being banished.
Yeah, right?
So that's why he walks with a cane.
I just thought it was because he was old.
Right? That's kind of what I thought too. Nope. Mama had seen one of the emissaries when she first got to the village, the hot spring village. Mm-hmm. She saw one of the emissaries before the storage shed incident. Like she had seen one as soon as she got it, and she was like, "Is that an emissary?" And then,
what do you mean by emissary?
One of the blonde chicks.
Oh, one of those special chicks.
Yeah, she saw one of them.
Oh, so she was already. So in the light novel, she was piecing things together a little bit sooner than the anime was. Yeah,
okay. Kind of, because she was just kind of like, well, I heard that they were talking about mysteriously disappearing. This must have been where they were going, or something along those lines.
Okay.
I guess this is kind of a big difference. So the clinic helper worker person, the old woman, the one that like tries to poison herself.
The one who was praying at the gravestone?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, she's 40.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, she's in her 40s.
Bitch looked like she was like 70 plus.
Right?
She was old.
She looked like a grandma, not some... Yeah, no, she's 40. She was in her 40s.
I mean, clearly she was the one who was deflowered at a young age as well, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you put timelines together, I don't know where that lines up, but anime made her old.
They made her real old. No, she was... So she went to the rear palace when she was 10. It probably did not take very long, we'll put it that way. Like a couple years, didn't take very long.
She aged fast.
And then, yeah, like 30 years later, she's 70.
She must have seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, something like that. I guess that's what happens when you get
30 years of pure stress turns you into a 7-year-old.
So don't stress out, people. That's if you haven't learned anything, don't stress out for 30 years and you won't look like you're 70.
God damn, that's funny.
She chugged alcohol, by the way. She basically drank moonshine. That's how she tried poisoning.
That was her consideration of poison?
Yeah, that's because, if you drink too much pure alcohol, you can be poisoned, but yeah, that's how
if
she.
you drink the bad part of it.
Well, that's what she did.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, when it got to that point, I was like, that's funny. That's hilarious. Okay, distilled alcohol. Perfect. Got it. Jinshi doesn't look like his mother or basically anybody else in his family, so he, from a young age, was questioning his lineage. Mm-hmm. That's all I got about that one.
I can explain that one because I did rewatch that episode yesterday, and it was the episode where the old lady was poisoning herself, and she poisoned herself because she saw an image of his father who looked exactly like him, super beautiful, and talked just as smoothly as he did. So Jinshi is a spitting image of his father.
Yep.
It just so happens that when Jinshi was of an age of containing memories, all he could remember was an old man, so that beauty factor was completely gone, and he had nothing to compare it to. So that's as much as I can say about that.
Yep. So the fake Laolin peed herself when Jinshi got right up in her face.
Oh, she peed herself?
She peed herself, yeah.
I'm not surprised. No. I mean, that when he grabbed her face, I'm surprised he didn't break her jaw.
Well, you also have to think she's probably 15.
Yeah, she was a young girl too.
So yeah, she peed herself.
That's funny.
While Mao Mao was locked up in that room, she had a bunch of rats she could test and stuff on. And some of the notes from the previous Apothecary said that in order to properly test this, you need at least 3 years because, that's the life of a rat.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah, none of that information was shared with us.
No.
They gave us the basic idea, they're being tested on, but nothing specific.
Yep. There were 100 spiders, snakes, frogs, creatures in that box.
Really?
Yeah.
That box was not that big.
The box was, well, at least in the anime, it was not that big. And then only about half of them were poisonous/venomous.
Okay.
So all the ones that were the worst ones for Mao Mao, she killed right away, and all the rest of them she kind of just left to their vices.
Yeah, right. Mama's gonna know the difference too, especially since she was I'm hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, they talk about that as well.
Yeah.
And then Mao Mao got kicked and stepped on when the gunpowder room blew up, along with Laolin's dress was all tattered because she got kind of not really trampled on, but people were running all around her, and her dress was not perfect like it was in the anime.
The same daughter who had I don't want to say bruised up face, but the dirty face at the end when Laolin, when she confronted her mother. I'm her face was clearly dirty.
Yeah, her face was dirty, but the rest of her was also not pristine. We'll put it that way.
Makes complete sense. I mean, obviously, as far as the anime is concerned, I'm looking at the face.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at the clothes. So if you're saying that, I guess I didn't notice, but obviously if your face is all going to be dirty, I would assume your clothes are going to be dirty too. So that's interesting.
Correct. Then Mao Mao does not call Laolin anything else when she's trying to leave the room. That little heartfelt moment where she calls her by her real fake name.
The Jade name?
Yeah, she...
It's in my notes.
Suide? Not Suide.
Shisui.
Shisui, yes. Shisui. Because I even wrote it down. I'm no, that's not it. But it was because I was getting Suide and Shisui's mixed up.
Totally get you. I was writing down... I started writing down these names, and then they started flip-flopping, and then I learned that they were fake names. I'm okay...
that doesn't help anything.
I like Japanese names. I'm not familiar with Chinese names. And now that you're flip-flopping Chinese names with people, I'm getting all sorts of fucked up.
Yep.
So I guess from here on forth, listeners, I really hope everyone just plays along with with who we're talking about, because there's a small chance we might mix somebody up.
Yes, hopefully not, but yes. The Forbidden Army has essentially compasses that they were walking around with. It was kind of interesting. I'm not going to go into it. They just had a type of compass.
Okay, interesting.
I know they talk about this in the anime, but I just want to kind of talk about it again. So even if they know who Jinshi's real name is, they can't call him by that because it's essentially informal. And if you're informal to the prince, then you can be punished. So only people of equal status can call him by his real name.
So what about when, like, Lacon was like...
Yeah, when Lacon calls him by his real name.
Like Moon Prince or whatever.
Moon
like,
Prince.
Get your shit together, do this. I mean...
So that's okay because that's not his actual name. But, yeah, he's not supposed to do that.
Ooh, yeah, somewhere in my notes I wrote down Jinshi's real name. But
yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. And then the doctor who knew Suide's real identity was the apothecary. Was the previous apothecary.
Really?
Yes. And then just a couple more things. Laolin had a couple cuts on her face from her mother when she went to grab the gun.
Laolin was the one who faked her death and had the...
Yeah.
With the resurrection?
No, that's Suide.
God damn it, Suide. Suide was the one, the other sister.
Yeah, the older sister who's technically the sister of the emperor.
Right, like has higher nobility, yeah.
Yes. So Laolin is the consort that blew up her mom. She's the daughter of the
bug lady.
Yes.
The bug girl who...
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's him. Damn it, again, that's in my notes too. Like, yeah, she's sweet, Laolin, yes. She's the one that fake killed all the boys and girls.
Yes. The paper that she had given to Jinshi had a prediction on it that said the entire empire would fall.
Ooh, that sounds familiar too.
Okay, I might have missed that. Very, very possible that I missed that. But they talk about what the paper said when she gives it to Jinshi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something about that sounds familiar. Again, can't pinpoint it. I mean, goddamn, the end of this season was just so fucking thick with all this lore.
Yes. And then the last thing that I have is the merchant who is looking at the hair stick makes mention how there's a impact damage on the hair stick.
Impact damage?
From the bullet that was supposed to kill her. So basically she got saved by Mao Mao.
Because of the hairpin? Because
of the hair stick, yes.
Oh my god, I don't remember that part.
So she gets shot in the chest, which is where Mao Mao puts the hair stick. So the hair stick saves her from...
So when she got shot and fell, that is what protected her from actually dying.
That's what saved her from dying.
Okay. This was going to be a point of conversation I wanted to bring up here. Like, we clearly saw her got shot and fucking fall. How did she survive? Okay. Yes. This makes so much more sense. I'm glad you're saying this now.
Yes. That's how she survives.
Okay.
And that's it.
Oddly enough, I'm happy for her. I mean, she's fucking crazy, but kind of happy for her.
Yeah, she's obviously going to come back later on, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and it's really funny that she plays so hard into the green because of Jade and bugs and whatnot. I forget what that dude said that her name translates to, something about
it's like seaweed or something.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Just interesting. Just imagine if Americans were named that, just blue feather. No, now that sounds Native American. I'm sorry I said that.
Yes, I know what you're saying. If we had names after objects instead of just...
Yeah, right? Because we can even go back to Bleach, Ichigo. Ichigo means strawberry.
For his red hair.
Yeah, for him specifically.
Yes.
That would be kind of interesting to...
Well, I mean, look at Jinshi. His real name means Moon Prince, so... Or, yeah. Celestial Maiden or something along those lines. It's Ka...
Oh, that's definitely our memory.
Kazuigetsu.
Yep, that sounds familiar. I'm trying to skim my notes, and I'm bad at skimming.
That's okay. I'm looking.
If you can give me an episode, I've got every episode.
Oh fuck, I don't know. I'm reading the.
Oh, there it is, episode 36. Kazuigetsu. That was the episode that started with the frog scene, and then we received... Oh, that's when she received the Ox Gallstone. Then that's when we learned about the Moon Prince, and then his name was Kazuigetsu. That's what I said for episode 36.
His frog is just of average size.
But she was being modest.
Yes.
She said it was... Yeah, and then
it was moderately sized.
Yeah, and then she gave it an upgrade.
Yeah, shit.
All right, let's talk about the frog scene real quick, because this is obviously... The biggest LOL moment of this entire fucking series is when Mao Mao finds out that when Jinshi actually has a penis.
Yes.
And
But no, he's always had a penis. Eunuchs don't have balls. Eunuchs get their balls removed, not their penis. So they can't procreate.
Maybe I'm confusing this with like what's that dragon series?
You're thinking of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm pretty sure they got everything chopped off in Game of Thrones. So
yeah, so
I think in Game of Thrones is when I first heard the concept of eunuch. And when I heard eunuch in that series, I assumed they got everything chopped off. And then my first question was, how do they fucking pee?
Yeah, so they only get their testicles removed because they're castrated.
Castration makes a whole lot more sense if you say it that way.
Yes, so they're castrated, which makes them a eunuch. I don't understand why. I guess we have to distinguish the individual, so it's better than saying, oh, that guy is castrated. So then they're just like, so that guy's a eunuch, which is why he kind of sounds feminine while still looking kind of manly.
This is bringing back an old memory that I have now, that the concept of castration has like 20 different names depending on the animal that it's done to.
Correct.
Now this is making a little bit more sense to me now.
Yes.
Or at least,
So Jinshi is quote unquote a eunuch, and so he has always had a penis. He just did not have balls. His jewels are in fact still there.
Wait. So if he still has his penis, and when he was being checked as a eunuch, and he had to be
he was never checked.
He was never checked. That's what my first assumption was, because he's special.
Yes.
But then when that sister faked being a eunuch, she got checked.
She probably just had some sort of
a cucumber or something there.
Yeah, something there to make it seem like she had a penis, because obviously it's easy to hide the fact that she doesn't have balls, because, well, she doesn't have balls. She's never had balls. So,
well, see, this is where I was going to, where I thought eunuchs were penisless and ballless. They were essentially women.
Easy.
Yeah, because a woman could easily get in there, because obviously none of the bits match.
Yeah.
So it would be an easy pass. I mean, as long as they didn't take down the underwear. If it was a field touch.
Yeah.
If it was a
so they kind of
test. Obviously, she would pass through the underwear, but if they saw it.
They do make mention how it's a field test, not a visual test. So you could get away with it very easily, just having something that somewhat resembles a penis.
Sure, even if it's a little tiny bean.
Get some green beans down there, and then just make yourself very frustrated whenever they touch it and start questioning things. Don't worry about my small size, okay?
I'm very cold.
It's chilly. But she also did not have to get tested.
No, she did, because she said she said to Mao Mao essentially along the lines of use your imagination.
Yeah. So she had a tiny cucumber.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked.
Yes. And Jinshi obviously never gets tested because he is the
highest guy. He probably had somebody under him be like, yeah, let him go. Or
honestly, he probably just had the emperor just be like, yeah, that guy's good.
Yeah,
that's all. Or he just has a decree on him at all times that says emperor said I'm good.
That, or he tucked it.
No, he doesn't have. Tucking your balls would be a little difficult. I'm just throwing that out there.
Just a little bit. I mean, you'd have to walk a little like you have a stick up your ass, but you can do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, he's been there his whole life, so they kind of...
Everybody knows him, yeah.
Everybody knows.
He's probably got a name to himself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy? Yeah, everyone knows who he is.
The most beautiful person in the land, yeah.
Even dudes want to fuck him.
Yeah, that is a thing.
I like how we both took a drink to that one.
Good for him. Let's kind of start it off how we normally do. Or, well, I guess we're not really starting it off at this point. But let's talk about something we normally talk about, which is... What did you think of Season 2?
Season 2, I guess I can say Core 1, the first 12 episodes, was essentially kind of what you expected. I thought Core 1 was fine. And then obviously when Core 2 came into play, shit got all sorts of fucked up.
Oh, right.
Which made the season just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
So Season 2 was a nice flat line. Kept things nice and interesting. Flatline doesn't mean that it went bad. Flatline was like, my expectations were met. Things were still interesting. I am going to continue watching this. But then when that fucking war started, when Mamo got abducted, that's when things fucking spiked. And it was absolute. I now feel bad that like I wasn't watching this week by week.
Yep.
Because if you're listening to this and you've been following us, I waited until this was all dubbed and we were preparing for this episode for me to watch all of this, and goddamn, things were so goddamn amazing.
You did do yourself a disservice by not watching it
to a degree,
subbed and dubbed.
Yeah,
yes.
Right. Because like I missed out on the drama for sure. Like
yes,
and
watching
like,
it one episode a week.
Yeah, right. Like just sitting there and like sulking, like what the fuck is gonna happen next? Yeah, that was definitely missed out on my part, but like for sure, I was 100% into this.
Yeah, because if you think about episode, was it 36?
Frog scene?
The frog, no, 30, was it 35?
35 is when they entered the cave.
But you have, it was 36. So where you find out about Jinshi's secret, but then you also have his, I'm drawing a blank. What? Why am I? Gao Shuan is calling him by his real name, and you're like, what the fuck? What? Like, you basically get confirmation of what you suspect.
Yeah. In
this monologue at the end of an episode, and you're like, wait, so that it stops with, I don't want to call it a cliffhanger because it's really it's confirmation bias, but the fact that you get it and that's it, and you obviously want to have more versus being able to binge watch it, and you can be like, okay, let me get more information on this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if I was watching that week by week, I'd be frustrated for sure. Yeah, I would definitely want to know what happens next.
Yes,
which at the same rate, I mean, this is why people wait until they could binge it because it's so goddamn interesting. You're gonna waste a goddamn day just binging it all.
I will say, I like how every 12 episodes it leaves off on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
So it's just the flow of everything. Again, this is going by book, so you have the end of book 3. Where you get this part, and then the end of book 4, where you get towards the end of technically it's the end of the book, because it's the epilogue that happened, that episode 48 is. So, just kind of crazy.
I mean, at that point, what's the difference between a conclusion to the last series and epilogue to the next series?
Well, it's the epilogue of the...
I would just say a good spoiler.
That's essentially what it is. So remember, epilogue happens happens at the end of the series of events in the book, so it's still within the same book. And then the prologue is what happens before the series of events in the book. So that always happens in the beginning.
The only thing I would like to argue with this on is when I read 86, the epilogue for season 1 material is when the main girl introduced herself to the main boy at the end that we saw at the end of season 2. Like, we got the ending of season 2 at the end of season 1 material book.
Yep.
Which is crazy. But I mean, in terms of anime, it's fucking crazy. But
are you talking about Core 2? Because we only have one season of...
Yes, sorry. Core 1 and Core 2.
Okay.
But it was like 4 books long.
Yep.
However that worked out. But that epilogue came very early because it made it sound like he didn't plan on... I'm assuming it was a he. He didn't plan on continuing the book series.
Okay, the author.
Author.
Yeah.
And then they just reinserted that point like 3 books later to what the end of the season 1 was going to be.
Yeah, because typically...
So epilogue to me is very foggy.
Yeah, epilogue is supposed to be, this is added information after whatever happens in
the core series.
The book that you just read.
Sure.
And then prologue. Some stories have prologues in multiple books, but generally a prologue only happens in the first book of a series. And then it's just kind of supposed to help build the world without adding extra. You are adding extra chapters, but you're not just specifically adding extra. You can basically have a time skip, or you can go very far in the past in a prologue and then have your main series of events happen within the regular chapters.
Sure.
So the prologue is just kind of getting information in the beginning. I know a lot of light novels have epilogues,
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, I know Slime has prologues, but it's weird because the prologue is generally a continuation of the epilogue. So I don't fucking know.
It might as well just be the next chapter.
Yes, it really should be, but it's okay.
Yeah, at this rate, just keep it for when you end the series and you want to give everybody a period at the end of different situations.
I know sometimes, especially because I've been reading a lot of Slime, it'll be like, all right, this is what's happening over here, but the main characters are these people, so how do I get these people involved? Well, let's let them be in the epilogue. And then in the prologue, it'll be like, all right, here's what these people are doing during that same events before this book is happening. And you're like, oh my fucking God, just let me get into the book.
Okay, so now what I'm thinking is that it might as well be bullet points with a shit ton of more fluff.
Yeah, it's essentially just fluff to be able to, because you're reading a book, it just kind of helps broaden the scope of what you're reading.
Sure.
But yes, that's what episode 48 is the epilogue of volume 4.
Okay. I mean, and today's point makes perfect sense because, right now we're at the end of the season and we're relatively fresh. So it's not like we're getting too far ahead of ourselves.
Absolutely. Okay. So continue with what did you think of season 2? Because we kind of went off on a tangent there.
Oh, yeah. I guess to repeat myself to a degree, Core 1 was great. Kind of, like I said, it capped out on what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. We had some mysteries to solve. They were interesting, and it felt like I was getting smarter watching all this shit.
Yes.
Which is why a lot of people like this, because they're like, you're learning as you're watching, which is really cool. And then Core 2 came along, and then we got a little bit of like shonen going in there. We got a little bit of action. We got a little bit of killing. We got a war going on. So we got some actual drama between two different nations. And not only do we have a war going on, but we have like hardcore drama going on behind the scenes. Like there's a reason that this war is going on, because the fucking She Clan, they're like dramatic as fuck, and
they had a vendetta against the previous emperor
for deflowering and all that fun stuff. That's the same situation, right?
So that's why she did, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's about no, because she I don't think she did. She probably did. We'll say she did. So the mom did get.
Oh, plus the mom. Yeah, that's right. Because the mom was a complete bitch. Like
the mom was a bitch. Because
sorry, when you were saying she, I thought you were talking about like the She Clan.
Yeah,
sorry,
well,
she as in the mom.
Well, she is a part of the She Clan.
Yeah. Okay. So her specifically.
Yes.
This mom being a complete fucking bitch.
Yes.
And she thought that she was getting screwed over left and right, but she finally found but she was convinced that she found a place. I keep saying she, even though we're talking about different she's.
No, the same. She, the mom.
SHI versus SHE. She. I'm talking about she, the mom.
Yeah. She of the She Clan.
I'm going to say it. The mom. Yeah, right. The mom thought that she was. God damn it, again. The mom thought that she was I'm just going to go with it. In a better and better situation. And
yes.
Every time that like her husband was trying to save her, she thought that she was getting screwed over. Like she was trying to hold her back from better status.
Yes. And then the mom was frustrated at her husband, who was Lowland's father,
mm-hmm.
because the mom believed he had a child with another woman, because that's not actually his daughter. Because Sweet A is not actually their child. That is the previous emperor's daughter.
Sweet A is the one with the resurrection.
Yes.
That is not the bitch-ass mother's actual daughter.
Correct. And that's not Laolin's sister.
Correct. Yeah. So she has a higher ranking than she does, but she was also rejected, so she was put under this mother for whatever reason.
The prince essentially, or the emperor essentially didn't want to have to deal with it, so he gave her to the She Clan leader, who was Laolin's father, and then in exchange, he requested that Laolin's mother was given to him as a gift. So that is how they come back together. And she thought that he was essentially trying to deface / ridicule her by making her come away from the rear palace and by bringing this child with.
Right.
And so she had all this resentment towards the emperor and the kingdom. So that is why the She clan were going against the emperor. And the father was basically like, well, that's my wife. I guess I'm going to just do what she wants. And just kind of left his hands up in the air. I was like, I'm going to do what I can. You understand why he was laughing at the end?
Ooh, good question. You know what? Without thinking too much about it, why was he laughing in the end?
So if you remember, his nickname was the Fox.
Yeah.
So he died making everyone believe that he was the essentially mastermind behind the betrayal.
Okay.
Which he wasn't, because we know the mom was actually the mastermind behind everything and
yeah, he was
had
actually
all this
the cook.
Basically, yes.
He's a cook-ass bitch.
Yes, he was.
He literally listened to his wife fuck other dudes.
She didn't.
I don't know about literally fucking, but
she got off on watching the other moms having sex with prostitutes.
No. She was also with male prostitutes.
But I don't think she was like, maybe.
The last couple, I did put in my notes that she was also with male prostitutes. I cannot say for sure that, like, you know, she was getting fucked per se, but she was definitely with male prostitutes because he was like, I can hear my wife in earshot. So
I thought he could say, I can hear them within earshot, but either way,
it was more directed towards his wife.
Yeah,
or like,
so
is it even considered his wife at this point? Because
yeah, it's his wife. That's it.
Like on paper,
it's his wife in quotations.
Yeah.
All the women that she would gather were always married with child. That was also one thing that they made mention. So those 3 women that were basically getting seduced all had kids. So they were all the mothers of the kids running around. Yeah, and
was it like a big orgy kind of thing?
Kind of.
Interesting.
But basically, she got off on ruining the family hoods of other people.
I mean, she wanted to watch the world burn. So
yeah, that's completely fair.
She did not give 2 shits.
Yes.
Which made it so much more hilarious when her daughter ruined her world.
Correct. As far as what I thought of this, I thought it was fantastic.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, I should have asked.
I will say this was probably on par, maybe a little bit better than season 1, to be completely honest.
I would agree. Because season 1 set a solid foundation for like the show to begin with.
Yes.
But then, like, what I was saying, that war brought it to, like, the next tier.
That, like, there was more suspense. There was a little bit more action. There was, like, oh, fuck moments because you had...
So many oh, fuck moments.
The Shrine of Choosing, I thought was hilarious.
Oh, that was kind of funny. The whole, like, playing into the blind, like, the colorblind people thing,
Yeah.
That was kind of just, like, a colorful... I'm using that word specifically, way to add some characteristics to this show.
Absolutely. Then talk about the Mother Royal. It was very good. Realizing who Jinshi really is, I really appreciated that. Kind of getting that. The frog moment was hilarious. And then getting Lock-On.
I was about to say, I need you to say Lock-On, because if you don't, I'm going to, because... This dude had a shining moment in this season. Yeah,
honestly, he had 2 of them. So he had the moment where he's doting over his wife.
I mean, that's
in the game of Go. I thought it's just so funny because
that's just genuine. That's just beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. But
like as a progression to the series, he had a shining goddamn moment when he found out everything before Jinshi even did. Like when Jinshi finally figured everything out, Lock-On had already figured out like a day prior. Like, I mean, obviously they figured out like at the exact same time, but like they came together and Lock-On had beat Jinshi to the punchline.
Yep. And then having kind of a son, it's
the adopted son.
Yeah, the adopted son,
the super smart boy who basically looked like Lock-On.
Yep, exactly. So that one was really good. And then getting Lock-On to like beg for something, I thought was really good because that it goes completely against his personality.
Oh, that was, I mean, when you want to get to like a power level.
Yep.
And then when Lauman like told him like, hey, your shit's wrong.
How do you ask for things? Like kind of what I do to my kids. It's like, how do you ask for things? Please.
And then, as soon as Lauman said it, and then Lakan's like, Uncle, you're right. And then he gave up his hands and like, please.
Yeah,
it was a good scene.
It was really good. It was really powerful because, and then the whole monologue where Jinshi is going in because he's like, he's not asking as Jinshi the eunuch. He's asking for essentially the emperor.
Oh, yeah. That's when things, as a viewer, you're like, and plus a little bit of narration.
Yep.
I love Jinshi's narration too because we get his monologue.
Yep.
And that is way more powerful. Oh, actually, I can't say that in season 2 because sometimes I was going to say Jinshi's narrative monologue is very, very powerful. And that is very, very true. But in season 2, we get him letting loose and letting go of character. And then we see that a handful of times in this season. And then like that's when things get more interesting because we're like, he's not as tight-knit as he's supposed to be.
Absolutely. Getting like pissed off Jinshi, getting the crown prince and showing who he truly is, and then just the moment, like the 3 moments where they're about to kiss.
Oh my god. Yeah, 3 for sure.
3.
I can think of 3 for sure, but yeah, that is all it was.
Because it's the cave. There's in the like with the
dead body, with the fake dead bodies,
where the fake dead kids are.
And then the final episode, where the little boy who got his memory washed breaks in,
Yep. So that just
every single time, obviously those are tropes, and they played it so perfectly.
Absolutely. So then those were all super, super good, and I will say this season 2 is definitely better than season 1. Yeah. Just because it's everything that you liked about season 1, you got in season 2, and then you got more suspense, you got more drama, you got more character building, while also being like, oh, this is who this person actually is. Oh, this is how this goes. This is who this is.
I 100% agree.
So
season 1 was great. Season 2 was even better.
Correct. And it was fantastic. So one of my coworkers is watching this, and her fiance are only watching like 1 episode at a time, and it's just funny because
it's gonna take you a goddamn month, and that's if you watch 1 episode a day.
Yep.
And nobody actually watches 1 episode a day. Sometimes you skip a day. It's gonna take them a goddamn.
It's gonna take a minute, and it's just funny because it's like I want to talk about it, but I also can't give anything away. So I'm like, okay, what episode is that? What goes on in this one? Okay, I kind of know. Okay, then so it's just trying to like talk about everything without giving anything away,
right?
And still being excited for what's like. Trying to be excited for what's to come without being able to talk about what's to come is really hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I need you guys to just focus on one show, finish it the fuck up, and...
Oh, that's what I've said.
Hurry up.
That's what I said.
Hurry up so I can talk about it. That's all it is. Like, hurry up so I can talk about it. I don't care about anything. Just get on my level because I have things I want to say.
It's like, I'm so excited. I want to talk about the big moments and all. But it's very entertaining because it's you get the subtle things that you forget about in each episode.
Oh yeah,
like
there's a lot of subtle things.
All the jabs at Jinshi's manhood, like throughout the entire season.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
So many times.
Not even that. On honestly my 3rd rewatch, I did not pick up on when Lakan was giving that grape juice to that other she guy, the actual father of the the daughter,
the fox. We'll call him the fox.
Yeah, the fox is a good way to describe it. And he said, I got these silver cups. That way you know that these aren't poison. Yep. So I'm like, okay, great. So he's being very upfront about everything. But then he gave the juice. And then on my first watch, he gave green juice.
Yep.
And he said, isn't this red color beautiful? And then the
fox...
and then the fox was like, yes, it's a very beautiful color. And then Lakan's like, yeah. And in some countries, grapes are even green in color. So, like, if he didn't say that part, I wouldn't have let go of that memory.
Yeah.
But watching the entire series, going through, whatever, it was a whatever scene. Watching it again, I kind of forgot about it. And then learning more about how that the Shi clan is has a very high genetic color blindness deficiency, whatever.
Yep.
And then I watched it for a third time. I'm like, okay, so on this third watch, when Lakan gave him the glass, it was clearly green in color. And then he very specifically said, isn't this like a very beautiful red?
Yep.
And then the fox, the father, was like, yes, this is a very beautiful color. And then the dog boy, I think Lihaku is like, I think it was Lihaku. It could have been some other guy. He was like, why? It wasn't? Okay.
No,
some other dude was like, why didn't he correct him on the color?
It's Gaoshuan's son. Basin.
Oh, okay. I did not put much attention to that character then. I just remember the moment. Like, why didn't he correct him?
Yep.
It's obviously because the Shi clan is colorblind.
Because he's also colorblind.
Yeah. And Lakan was smart early on and figured out that he was the bad guy, because this is why Lakan figured everything out priorly, because...
Are you sure he's not colorblind too?
Lakan?
Yeah. I mean, he could be colorblind.
You could take it in that perspective, but...
That's how I took it.
I took Lakan... To my perspective, Lakan did a test on that dude, and grape juice, and then grape juice you would assume would be a red color.
Correct.
So Fox dude, you tell this guy it's grape juice, and then he's going to assume the color.
Yep.
So he's going to... And because he can't see green.
And he can't see green. He can only see red.
Right.
And
so he's going to see that wrong.
Correct. And Mao even makes mention in the episode, in the Shrine episode, how they kind of just fake it. And generally they can get away with it. You can easily fake being able to see colors.
Like for the people who got through the maze?
For people who are colorblind.
Yeah.
You can get away with being colorblind by just kind of faking being able to see colors.
Oh, no, that maze was very, very specifically designed for colorblind people.
Yes, I know, but for when you're not going through the maze...
Oh, if you were to act as if you were? Yeah.
Yeah, so
which is how Mamao figured it out.
No, so not... I'm just talking about in the maze. She talks about people who are colorblind when they are not going through the maze and they're just living an everyday life. Mm-hmm. They can fake not being colorblind because generally you can get away with it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in an old school life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you don't have a screen in front of you that has 100 lights flashing at you. Yeah, you can get away with all that.
Yep. So, did you have a favorite episode? Maybe per core. Well, how about we go with that? Per core.
The first one that's coming to my mind, it's not my favorite episode because it's my favorite episode, but it's my favorite episode because of the concept of the favorite episode.
Okay.
And that was the ghost stories.
Okay.
I thought that idea of sharing stories was... It was probably, to a degree, a little bit of a throwaway episode. But as a D&D creator, I thought that brought so much goddamn information into the situation that like I wanted more information and I wanted to play with that information. I thought that ghost stories was so goddamn interesting.
Yeah, I agree. That was a good one.
That was my favorite.
It also brings an important person within.
Yeah.
I want to
also. Yeah, I mean, sorry to cut you off there. I think what you're going to ultimately say was the lady. Who was that lady? Like, obviously we're going off of, like, realistic stuff, and this kind of show doesn't play into the supernatural. So, like, was that lady an actual ghost? Are they actually going to play into the supernatural? Or was that lady some fucking random-ass lady who was faking? What did the light novels say about that?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
They just left it blank?
Let it to be up to your imagination.
That's so goddamn irritating. Ooh. They can't even... I mean, that's what the anime did, too.
Yep.
Because obviously Mama, like, doesn't believe in the supernatural, but, like, she saw this shit happen, and she can't explain it. Very interesting. Okay, but regardless, the ghost stories, that had my attention, and I wanted so much more out of that. Not to say that I'm disappointed, but like, I was super into that.
Yeah.
What about you?
That makes complete sense. So I had essentially, I had a few favorite episodes. We'll put it that way. Obviously, just by how I'm talking, the Shrine of Choosing, I thought that one was a fantastic episode because you got a little bit of cheekiness from the Emperor who was talking about making Mao Mao a concubine.
Like bringing her into, like, what was the phrase he said? Like diluting
Yeah.
Diluting the bloodline or something along that
So
line?
that was the old man who's talked about diluting the bloodline. But the essentially what it was is the old man said that Mao Mao cannot be the one to go through the maze unless she is a concubine.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the emperor's like, well, I can do that, but I don't want to have to deal with somebody obviously as in Jinshi. And so just, I thought that little bit of cheek from the emperor was very funny. Just because it's, and then prior to actually knowing who Jinshi is, you're just kind of like, well, why is Jinshi going along? Like, why is he so important that he's coming along with the emperor through this maze? Like, what's going on with this?
He's just always, I want to say tailgating? Riding on the tailcoats.
Tailcoats? Yeah. Just kind of always along the ride. Along for the ride right behind the emperor.
Right. He's always a part of something.
Yep. I really liked that one. I really liked the cliffhanger episode, so episode 36, the one about learning about Jinshi's average. That's what did Mao Mao say specifically? It's we were making this joke earlier, but basically he's of his junk is of average size, and then she
episode 35. I said Mamo joins Jinshi in on a hunting trip, gets shot at and trapped in a cave. Episode 36 is the frog scene, receives the Ox Gallstone. We figure out he's the Moon Prince and his actual name is Kazuigetsu. Also, we need to talk about this fucking Ox Gallstone.
Yep. Yeah, we can talk about that in them. So that was one of them, and then I guess on the last episode, I really liked the last two episodes, 47 and 48. Just because you get everything that happens at the end of the very short-lived war. You get Jinshi, who's willing to accept essentially a scar on his face to make up for...
Very surprising.
Because to me, it's a catalyst for the relationship that's going to happen between Mao Mao and Jinshi.
For sure.
And then just at the very end of episode 48, where he falls asleep on her lap. And it's just, you get to see this vulnerability that Jinshi hasn't shown previously. Mm-hmm. And just Mao Mao's kind of like, and now my legs are going to fall asleep. Great.
Yeah, that was a funny line by her.
Yep.
But we're getting to the idea that he's going to be more and more persuasive for his feelings towards her. She knows about it. She's going to accept it to a degree that, like, she's going to, like, wish against it to a degree, because that's kind of how this kind of sounds right now, obviously. But the same deal, like, it's almost etched in stone.
Yes,
like,
it is.
They know, both of them know what's going to happen.
So, one thing that I really like is that they explained, like, why Mao Mao is the way she is. It's like, oh yeah, I couldn't cry from a very early age because at the Verdigris house, it was... You had your job first.
I was going to say, that doesn't make you sound like a serial killer at all.
Well, they had reasons.
Yeah, they grew up fast.
Yeah, Mao Mao definitely did. So then it explains, like, oh, this is why she's kind of oblivious to all these things and why she can't take a hint. And
in this situation, it's understandable. She can't take a hint. She gets the hint.
Yeah, she does, kind of.
But she knows that this dude is more than she is, legally supposed to handle. So, like, she knows that she can get in trouble. So if she plays her cards wrong, like, she knows she's going to get her head chopped off.
Potentially, yes. And so she talks about being oblivious on purpose.
Yeah.
Or she's like...
Yeah, she wants to be oblivious. Yeah, exactly.
And I really enjoyed just the character growth and relationship between the two of them because it feels natural.
100% agree.
Kind of.
Natural's a funny word to say, but it makes sense. Yes.
It feels natural in the flow of the series.
Yeah. In this situation, yes.
Yes, absolutely. But before we continue on with our conversation, let's take a quick break.
Hey everyone, just taking a moment to tell you guys about our other podcast, D&D News. Follow us on our shenanigans as we try to save Earth from some monstrous priests. Find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just search D&D Noobs, that's Noobz. And now back to our episode.
And now that we are back from our break, and Lance poured some Von Payne while we were on our break because he finished off his other drinks. As bad as you remember?
Yeah. I can honestly say I've been day drinking, got a decent buzz all day long. This Von Payne, even being day drunk, still not a good whiskey. I do not consider that a whiskey. That's not a whiskey.
No, it's not a whiskey. It's not.
Okay, let's continue.
So, who is your favorite character from this season?
I'm going to go a little bit basic.
Okay.
Jin Shi is my favorite character of this season. He's going to be my favorite character because when we started this season, he is who we knew he was. Like, he continued playing his character.
He is they are who they thought we were.
Yeah. We saw him start to break character here and there.
Yep.
Which brought in a lot of like, oh my God, is something going to actually happen here? And like, that made moments feel so much more than they were.
Yep.
I mean, obviously they were as much as they were worth, but then like we knew who Jinshi was and he brought himself back to character. He needed to be that fake ass character that he's been trying to play as.
Yes.
And then we got the war scene. He led this war at the same time being exactly who he was, especially after he found Mao Mao just like in a room, like bitch is just standing in a room. He's like, hi, how are you?
What's up?
Oh, you're a little bit injured? You got some blood on you?
Is that yours? No, it's not.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not my blood. Oh, that's not your blood. Okay, that's fucking weird. And like, he turned into original Jinshi the moment he turned face to face with Mama, which was like familiar and funny. Yes. But like, Jinshi evolved so much in this season alone. So,
yeah,
like, to me, he's the biggest takeaway from this entire season, and I'm really happy for that. So I'm going to have to take the most obvious character of favorite for myself. What about you? What are you thinking?
Okay. I'm going to go with the second most obvious character and go with Mao Mao.
Okay. I was going to say, if you don't say second most obvious, okay. Yeah, Mao Mao is the next most obvious.
Yes, absolutely. I did really enjoy Lowland when she plays as... I'm always wanting to call her Sweet A, but it's not Sweet A. It's... What is her alias?
Shisui? That's me without saying notes.
Shisui. Yes. Yeah, Shisui.
Okay, that was right.
And so I really enjoyed her, but it's definitely Momo is my favorite character. She had a lot of growth. Just everything she went through was fantastic. But if I had to pick one that was not the same person, it'd be Shisui. Just a lot of fun. I really liked her. I liked her personality.
Crazy.
Yeah.
She had a lot going on with her.
Well, she got to be her real self when she was Shisui. So that was nice. That's her real personality.
Like, for real, yeah. Like, as soon as she left her submissive village and, like, she was able to, like, be her, catch bugs. Oh, we also have to, like, throw a quick little jab in when we found the cat. Like, little Mao Mao.
Mama. Oh, that was something.
But the anime did... Let me say what the anime said, and then if the light novel said anything different, was that she grabbed the cat immediately because, like, she recognized this cat, and she was quick to accept it because obviously she recognized it from the past village. I guess I preemptivized that with too much other than saying, yeah, she recognized the cat. That's pretty much all it was.
So you know what Mao Mao means in English, right? It means cat. So that's the play on words.
For like Chinese or like...
Yeah.
Like
So the
is like Mau Mau, like
the translation
like
is cat.
like English saying meow meow, or
No, it's cat.
it is literally cat.
It's cat. So
Okay.
that's the play on the name of Mau Mau, the cat, and then Mau Mau, the person who acts like a cat. Her personality is a cat. So that's the play on it. And then Xiao Mao, which is what Gao Shuan calls Mau Mau, is little cat.
Yep.
So that's the play on everything too, is that they just keep calling her cat.
Okay.
And then everything is in reference to cats.
And then I love how they played on the like obvious irony that like Mau Mau hates cats.
Yes.
And then we have all of season 1 and 2 referring to her as a cat. And then it was a super funny when Mau Mau was talking to Jinshi and she was talking about how cats are and how fucking weird they are. And Jinshi is like, that's exactly who you are. And I'm like, Jinshi's like, I don't like cats. But then as soon as Mau Mau was describing the cats, he's like, yeah, you're describing yourself. And I'm falling more and more in love with you because you're describing yourself as a cat. The ironic part is that we got all of season 1 as Mau Mau with cat ears doing funny things.
Yes.
So there's a lot of cross sections going on there. This was really funny.
Absolutely. So that I thought that's hilarious is the play on the
irony.
The irony of her name being Cat, and they named the cat after the cat. Then did you? Yeah, they talk about what they named the cat. It was like Empress of Death or something like that. Empress of Darkness or Emperor of Darkness.
The cat?
The cat's name? Yeah.
Wait, what?
So
the anime said that they named the cat Meow Meow or Meow Meow.
Yes.
They named the cat Mau Mau.
Yes.
Also.
Yeah, so
and it was Mau Mau the cat and it was Mau Mau the apothecary. I mean, they never said Mau Mau the apothecary. But actually, you know what? Now that we say this, the Empress does sound vaguely familiar too.
Admonisher of Thieves. That's what the cat's name is.
Yes. They did say that.
Yes.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's
Admonisher of Thieves?
Admonisher of Thieves because he goes after rats who are generally thought of as like they steal your food. So it's Admonisher of Thieves.
Can we get a definition of admonisher?
Quick Google search. Admonisher, someone who strongly advises or warns against something as an admonisher. So, somebody wags their finger at somebody and says, no, don't do this.
Okay.
Yes, Mau Mau, the Admonisher of Thieves is his title, or her title, whatever. It'd be a she. So yes, her title is Admonisher of Thieves.
I mean, sounds like a nice name.
The Emperor came up with it, so it's okay. we cannot go against the Emperor.
Wait, does that correlate with Mau Mau?
No, just Mau Mau.
Oh, he gave that additional title.
Yes, the new official court rank of Admonisher of Thieves.
Okay.
So she is her own rank. Yeah.
With this being said, I really do hope to see this cat in season 3 at this point.
Yes, absolutely.
And then with this is Admonisher of Thieves, it would be really fucking funny to see this cat stop some form of thievery.
Something along the lines. Or interrupt Jinshi and Mau Mau would also be funny.
Thieving the flower.
I think we got some time before that happens, but yes.
That better fucking happen at the end. I mean, as far as anime is concerned, we all know that, like, typical anime between a boy and a girl is basically forbidden. But, like, we all want to see the success of a story in this kind of situation. We typically never get it. You imagine it happens.
You never know.
But maybe it will in this situation.
Maybe.
I mean, she did kind of promise it. She promised at least maybe a kiss. That's kind of where she promised the next situation will happen.
So, also, did you hear the other reason why the Emperor doesn't want Mau Mau? Because she's flat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that sounds familiar too. They always talk about centimeters of the breast. Yeah,
I think it was like 90 centimeters or something like that. Which
I mean, I guess as Americans, what would we consider that as like an A cup, B cup, C cup?
35 and a half inches. So, that's probably a D cup. I don't know anything about sizes.
I would assume that's fully filled.
We'll say handful or above.
Yeah. Or just, 2 dudes speaking. That's a handful and above.
That's about all I got. As far as what you are hoping to see, as far as season 3, do you have anything you want to see? Any predictions? What do you got?
I am starting to think that now that Mamo knows who Jinshi is,
yes,
I think we are going to start to progress towards the end of the series. Because it might make for a quick, simple end of the series. So I wouldn't blame them for wanting to end it at this point. So I'll be very surprised if they dragged it on from this point. And if they did, it'd have to be pretty goddamn entertaining. So with that being said, season 3, I would imagine being the finale. I guess with the final, Mao obviously ending up with Jinshi, because that's kind of obvious.
Yes.
But going with the way that this show works, we need a couple more Mao weird ass stories. Like, she needs to solve a handful of... She needs to bring science into some weird ass stories. Season 3 Core 1 being your traditional hijinks. And then Season 3 Core 2 getting fucking serious.
Okay.
And then I would imagine at the... I don't know I don't know what kind of like crazy stuff that would happen, but blah, blah, blah. They get married, and then this lowly Mao becomes like the princess of whatever this or whatever Chinese title is going to be for this area.
Can I spoil a little something as far as your thought process?
Go for it.
There are 15 light novel volumes out so far.
What the fuck? All right, so for everyone, what that means is, as far as things have been going, one light novel has been covering 12 episodes, which is a core, which means 2 light novels have been covering a full season. And you're saying there's 15 light novels?
Yeah, so we're at least 7 seasons.
I don't even know what to think anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm at a loss, because if they get married...
But definitely not getting married in the next season.
They're not. They can't, because otherwise, what the fuck do you expect next? You have to hold off on the true expectation. You have to want it, and you have to reach for it, but you can never get it. So they can't have this happen halfway through.
Correct.
And if they do, then I'm very goddamn interested in what fucking happens. So, obviously they cannot connect. We're gonna have a lot more. I think they'll have a couple more frog situations.
Oh, there's gonna be some frog situations, all right.
But it's not gonna be season 3.
No.
Season 4. It has to be season 4. And then after season 4, they can start concluding with whatever war shit they're having. They cannot. It bothers me if they will prolong this edging that long. You can't edge this long. Ugh, Japanese people. It's a lot of edging. What do you think?
Oh, man. As far as season 3 is concerned, we are gonna have to go more into Gyokyo and the new crown prince, because remember, he has been born, where she officially becomes an empress because she has birthed a son. There's going to be something that happens along those lines. We have to figure out how Jinshi and Mao Mao's relationship kind of progresses. Remember, she is she's back at the Verdigris house as an apothecary. So how are they going to find a way to get her to be able to go back? Because remember, they talk about how they explained why she's no longer there is that she got dismissed. So how are they going to make her not dismissed? Because they can't just be like, oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. Just kidding. She just disappeared for a couple months. No big deal.
Yeah, because they're going to want a semi-professional statement being like, you did good at what you did. I need you back.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna fly again. So Jinshi can't just bring her back either.
Well, you kind of spoiled it right there. Like, what if he can buy her back?
But she's not sold this time. She's acting as the apothecary.
Yeah, but why? Like, what if he employs her?
I don't see that. Because they already went down that rabbit hole once, I don't think they're going to do it again. So, yeah, how do they go about that? I'll be very curious. I have no idea. I couldn't give a guess last time because there's just so much that can happen in this show. I would not have guessed that they were going to be like, oh yeah, Jinshi's actually this person in season 2. I figured they would have waited until season 3 to kind of give who he is away in a sense.
Yeah, I would have thought the same exact thing. I thought they would have kept back that he was the Moon Knight, that he was that important until closer to the end.
Yeah.
Not only do we know, but like he led a war. Like obviously everybody's going to know.
Yeah. So it's very, very interesting to see kind of how the series progresses because I have zero thoughts. It's so hard to guess like what is actually going to happen.
It is, especially knowing that there's so much more goddamn content that is out there. So because of that, I'm at a complete loss.
Yeah, I feel like...
I assumed that this is approaching the end.
No.
And it's not the end. We have so much more to go through.
And the series is ongoing. So it's not like it's... Volume 15 is the end. Volume 15 is just the most recent one.
Yeah.
So it'll be... I feel like something between Mao Mao and Jinshi will progress, but I don't think marriage is going to happen for a while.
There needs to be, I don't want to say a breakup, but there's going to be tension.
Okay.
Where Mao Mao is going to find him disgusting to some point.
Well, she already does. Remember, she looks at him like a caterpillar.
I want to say more disgusting.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like she rejects him.
Okay.
Like she doesn't want anything to do with him.
Okay.
And because of, I don't know what to pinpoint that at. We all know that these two need to come together in the end.
Yep.
But we need some drama. So I'm going to assume that Mamo is going to be disgusted with him for some fucking reason and rejects her potential title because obviously if she were to just like submit and like her life can be beautiful because of that title, but she's too smart and simple for that kind of stuff. I don't want to say simple as in a bad way. She knows right from wrong.
Here's a, I believe to be foreshadowing question that I just kind of thought of. The old woman who's only 40
yeah,
talks about how they're going to run out of doctors because they can't get any eunuchs. Do you think that Mao Mao is going to be the first new doctor? Do you think she's going to be somehow be able to be a doctor?
It makes sense. I mean, she's already got... What? She's fucking like 20 at this point? Like she's somewhere between
18
and 20.
18. I think she might be 19, but yeah, 18 and 20 is...
Somewhere in that realm.
Yep.
Without us looking into this.
Yep.
So don't quote us on this. She's in that realm. She's young. She's smart. So she's got quite the future on her.
Mm-hmm.
Also, luck has been on her side where she has found notes on like previous apothecaries.
Yep.
And she's got her uncle, her
Yep.
adoptive father.
Yep.
To lean back on. Like, so she's got like a wealth of information. So like she's got quite the lean up.
Or do you think...
As far as a doctor, maybe she wants to follow her adoptive father path where he was super ass smart and they wanted him to be like essentially governmental, but he felt that he needed to protect sick children, which was a quote from the anime. So maybe she would want to do something very similar where she wants to focus more on citizens specifically instead of teaming up with Jinshi and being like, I don't know, for lack of better words, like taken over by corruption.
So what if instead of a breakup, Mao Mao goes away for a while? So you talked about following in her father/uncle's footsteps. What if she goes west to learn medicine like her father did?
Just fucks off for a little bit?
And then, then she's gone for a couple years and learns medicine from the west. Without breaking up, that could be the rift or the tension between the two of them is that she goes away for a while.
Interesting. This would bring enough drama for multiple books for them to make sense of.
Yeah.
I mean, without us knowing of any kind of future. So yeah, she can fuck off. She can learn better herself. And then like the capital...
Something can happen at the capital.
The capital could like degrade by some degree.
Or some internal rift somewhere. Maybe maybe Jinshi isn't actually the crown prince and it's somebody else. Or isn't the brother of the emperor, and something like that happens.
I mean, clearly we didn't pull enough bread strings to connect all of these goddamn family names. But yeah, a lot of stuff like that can happen.
Yeah, that'd be super, super interesting. I'm really looking forward to Season 3. Season 3 has been confirmed, but not announced as far as timelines are concerned. So yeah, I feel like we have a while.
We should also say early August of 2025.
Yeah. Yeah. As of early August of 2025, Season 3 has been confirmed, just no dates have been announced. I feel like that's about it as far as Season 2 is concerned. It was so fantastic. If you haven't watched it, 100% you need to. Very good. I feel like we talked a lot about Season 2 without talking specifically about Season 2.
Yeah. I feel like we neglected a little bit about the war, but like...
It was 3 episodes.
The war itself, I mean, everybody knows about the war. It was...
Yep.
Everybody understands the war. It was crazy. It was fun.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go, Lance, I know you have been coming up with Pokemon quizzes. What do you have for us today?
All right, so we are going to stay in Generation 1 questions. So, question number 1. What is Chansey's signature move called?
It's not Metronome, is it?
I'm going to tell you this much. That's Clefairy.
Oh, okay. Chansey. You said Chansey?
No, I said, yeah, Chansey.
Oh, Chansey.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, fuck.
What is Chansey's signature move?
Oh, man, I never used Chansey.
Yeah, because you didn't get that bitch till late, and it didn't even fucking matter in Generation 1. Generation 2, she definitely became more prevalent.
Yeah. Soft boil?
Is your final answer?
Yeah, that's my guess.
There you go. That's the answer.
Oh, look at that.
Soft boil. Soft boil is Chansey's number 1 move for, as far as signature move, she was allowed to regain HP.
There we go. I know she was a tank even in Season 1, or in Gen 1.
Super tank.
Yes.
She can withstand special attacks and special...
And
regular attacks.
Yeah.
So that allowed her to just be a fucking tank.
Absolutely.
With high HP. So yeah, it took a lot to take out a Chansey, especially a Blissey in Season 2, but we're not there yet. Okay, question number 2. How many star points does Starmie have?
5. That's my final answer.
5 with Starmie.
Yes.
Okay, that is wrong.
Damn.
Staryu.
Oh, Starmie. Oh, yeah, the evolution. Yes.
Yeah. Staryu has 5, but Starmie has 10.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, you didn't think about the purple. You're wrong on that one.
That's fine.
All right. Final question is the evolution question.
Yeah.
What level does Zubat evolve at? I'll give you a little bit of hint. It is a little bit odd. A little bit odd.
23.
Final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay. Not bad. That was super goddamn close. The correct answer is 22.
Oh,
you were off by 1.
I was off by 1. That's okay.
That is pretty goddamn close. So,
I feel like that's the closest I've gotten on an evolution question.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you were right, you were right. If you were wrong, you were fucking wrong. But this has been the closest you've ever been.
Yeah,
So yeah, Zubat evolves at level 22. Good job.
I don't know.
I mean, good job on being close.
Yeah. I think the only time I ever used Zubat was like if I wanted something with confusion or supersonic to confuse a Pokemon, but that would be about the only even in the beginning, that'd be the only time I would use them.
That would be it. It would be just to get potentially lucky.
Yeah.
And that's all it was.
Yeah. I would much rather poison or sleep a Pokemon than try and use supersonic.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Zubat did not become relevant until if we're gonna talk about this generation, like Leaf Green, where you can get a Crobat eventually, where you can level them up to the next degree.
Yeah, Gen 2 was really the only time it got good.
Exactly. So yeah. Okay, so that's my Pokemon quiz for today. Matt, per usual, pretty much, he got 1 for 3.
A good baseball batting average.
Not too bad. You can't give him too much blame because my evolution question is relatively hard for most people.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Thank you, Lantz, for the Pokemon quiz. I am average, as Mau Mau likes to say. So, it's okay. Also, thank you, anybody who has listened to us this far. We very much appreciate it. Also, please subscribe to us, drop a like, and leave a comment on any platform you're listening to us on. And don't forget to check out the Anime Show on Facebook and Instagram. Check out all the awesome anime content they have on there. They post new stuff on a daily basis, so you're always getting something good. If you want to listen to Lance and myself and a couple of our friends make fool of ourselves and try to navigate the world of D&D, check out our other podcast, D&D Noobs. That's DNDNOOBZ on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We have a grand old time trying to kill some priest bosses and just, like I said, make fool of ourselves doing D&D when none of us have any idea what we're doing. And that's all we got for this episode. Have a good one.
Later, guys.